Hello everyone, my name is Lydia Embronyosa from BEd 318, your discussant for today. The topic that I'm going to discuss to you is all about curriculum improvement, its level and approaches. Curriculum improvement. It is the process of continuously making instruction better based on students' needs. To develop curriculum that will meet the needs of every student. After implementing the curriculum, then it's time to assess and start the cycle again. We have the levels of curriculum improvement. We have first the departmentalize. This approach is the traditional model of separate and distinct disciplines taught in isolation from each other. Students travel to 6 or 7 subjects a day, each not conceptually connected to the other. For example, a student may study Jack London in language arts, Vision in science, the antebellum in social studies, and presents in mathematics. Second is parallel. Topics or units of study are rearranged and resequenced to coincide with one another. Similar ideas are taught in concert while remaining separate subjects. The content itself does not necessarily change, only the order in which it appears. For example, when the social studies teacher teaches about World War II, the language arts class may read the diary of Anne Frank, or the physical education teacher may reschedule his unit on the westward expansion. Third is complementary or shared units of study. Related disciplines are brought together in a formal unit to investigate a theme or issue. Shared planning and teaching take place in two or more disciplines in which overlapping concepts or ideas emerge as organizing elements. For example, the mathematics teacher may teach grid points while the social studies teacher teaches longitude and latitude concept. Or the language art teacher may facilitate students reading stories about islands as the science teacher covers volcanoes and island formation. These teachers plan the unit of instruction and find ways to support each other's instruction. The fourth levels of curriculum improvement is the web. Connections or webs are made between curriculum contents and disciplines relative to a productive theme. Subjects use the theme to sift out appropriate concepts, topics, and ideas, sometimes called interdisciplinary units. Themes may remain in class periods for instruction or use more flexible blocks of time for instruction. For example, teachers working together usually organize on an interdisciplinary theme. Identify a topic such as sea life or a theme such as conflict, and each member of the team teaches from the perspective of their discipline. Last is integrated themes. Although themes for study can be and often are imposed on students by teachers and others, the most successful integrated themes are generated by students based on their personal and social concerns. Larger blocks of time, longer than a class period, are generally necessary to investigate themes. The learning of subject matter is woven into the investigation of themes. Skills, competencies, concepts, and generalizations are taught, but within a context that is authentic to student questions. For example, after a structured discussion, students decide to study the future. They generate questions they want to investigate, such as when will they die, or how will they make a living, or what will be the condition of the environment. They learn mathematical concepts while proving longevity statics. They read and write as they explore career opportunities, and they explore numeroscience concepts as they predict the future of the environment. Let us go now to approaches to curriculum improvement. We have first the behavioral approach. This is based on a blueprint where goals and objectives are specified, contents and activities are also rearranged to match with the learning objectives. The learning outcomes are evaluated in terms of goals and objectives set at the beginning. This approach is started with the idea of Frederick Taylor, which is aimed to achieve efficiency. In education, behavioral approach begins with educational plans that start with the setting of goals or objectives. These are the important ingredients in curriculum implementation as evaluating the learning outcome as a change of behavior. The change of behavior indicates the measure of the accomplishment. We also have the managerial approach. In this approach, the principal is the curriculum leader who is supposed to be the general manager. The general manager sets the policies and priorities, establishes the direction of change and innovation, and planning and organizing curriculum and instruction. School administrators are less concerned about the content than about organization and implementation. They are less concerned about subject matter, methods, and material than improving the curriculum. Curriculum managers look at curriculum changes and innovations as they administer the resources and restructure the schools. With this managerial approach, let us know some of the roles of the curriculum supervisors. First, they help develop the school's education goal. They also plan curriculum with students, parents, teachers, and other stakeholders. They design programs of study by grade levels. They also plan or schedule classes or school calendar. They prepare curriculum guides or teacher guides by grade level or subject area. They help in the evaluation and selection of textbooks. They observe teachers. They assist teachers in the implementation of the curriculum. They encourage curriculum innovation and change. And lastly, they develop standards for curriculum and instructional evaluation. The third approach is the systems approach. This was influenced by systems theory, where the parts of the total school district or school are examined in terms of how they relate to each other. The organizational chart of the school represents a systems approach. It shows the line-stop relationships of personnel and how decisions are made. The following are of equal importance. One is the administration. Second, counseling. Third, curriculum. Fourth, instruction. And last one is the evaluation. The fourth one is the academic approach. The academic approach attempts to analyze and synthesize major positions, trends, and concepts of curriculum. It tends to be grounded on historical and philosophical curriculum developments and to a lesser extent on social condition. This approach is concerned with comprehensive domains of schooling, including the study of education. It usually is scholastic and theoretical, hence also referred to as traditional, encyclopedic, hypnotic, intellectual, or knowledge-oriented approach. We also have humanistic approach. This approach is the progressive philosophy and child-centered movement. It considers the whole child and believes that in curriculum, the total development of the individual is the prime consideration. The learners at the center of the curriculum. And lastly, we have the conceptualist approach. The conceptualists represent an approach to curriculum design without a model to guide the design or to deal with technical matters. tending rather to focus on larger ideological and moral issues relating to education, not only curriculum, and economic and political institution of society, not only of schools. So, this approach is rooted in philosophy as well as social and political context. That's all for my topic. Thank you all for listening.